What has been the most popular question you've been asked while you've done these things?
How does the tour differ from the show? Or they really ask, are you enjoying the tour, or something exciting about the tour?
Yeah. What are the answers to that? I mean, how is it? I imagine it. We talked to Jennifer, and she said it's still kind of surreal. Is that the case for you?
It is. It's always going to be surreal. Every city you go to, really. I mean, the show is surreal, but I think it's more than what we imagined it would be. Mm-hmm. But it's been a great journey. It's been a learning experience, and hopefully it prepares us for, a successful career, and just gives us that knowledge as to how to become a better performer, singer on stage, and how to really work an audience.
Because I would imagine the show's not an easy show to do. I mean, it's really long. You guys do so many songs,
mm-hmm.
lots of dance moves going with it, and choreography and all this stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, that's probably pretty.
Well, granted, we only sing one day a week on that television show. It's the time that we put in that whole week prior to singing, mm-hmm. and that's really much. That's pretty much what's consuming most of the time and the hard work, and it's hours of rehearsing. So it's just that takes away a lot of energy, but also it's almost rewarding when you get to stick around another week when you're on the show. Mm-hmm. But once it gets down to whether it's like the final 10 or final 5, you really are just like, I made it this far. Mm-hmm. Of course we're all have in our minds that we want to win, mm-hmm. but you're just sort of satisfied with the outcome regardless of what it is.
How does it feel now to be on the tour as opposed to the show? Is it a lot easier for you? Is it a lot more fun? Is it more enjoyable?
It's a whole lot more enjoyable. There's no pressure behind being judged every single day. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to really worry about 3 judges that have their own opinions judging you, as opposed to wondering what 40 million people that are watching you are saying. Mm-hmm. So now you go out and you perform to an audience who is just a big fan of the show in general, and even if they're not necessarily the biggest fan of you, they still go out there and they have a good time, and you don't hear any boos or anything like that. So there's no judgment behind it. It's just if they enjoyed your performance, and they'll cheer for you, and I'm sure if they didn't, they probably wouldn't even say anything. Mm-hmm. But it's so much more fun on the tour, being able to let yourself loose, no pressure. There's no pressure getting kicked off the tour, and really just taking in the whole experience, for me it's just taking it in and thinking about what it could be, and just imagining whenever I go up on stage by myself, how it would feel if they just came to see me.
Yeah. Well, the thing here, too, is it seems like you're meeting and performing for real people, as
right.
opposed to for 3 celebrities who are judges, and then you kind of don't, I know, working at a local TV station, you don't see people who are watching at home. You see a camera.
You don't. Well, I mean, it's a whole lot different because one, granted, they are 3 judges with 3 different opinions. They also, in their own heads, in their own minds, know what they prefer more than others. So you could come onto the show, and 20 million people could love you, and these 3 judges just cannot stand you, and you're going to know it every single week. Mm-hmm. Or they'll love you and they'll praise you every single week just because they love whether the direction that you're taking, if they can see a future ahead of you, or if they just don't like your voice or they do like your voice. Right. So you don't have to worry about that now. I mean, you don't have to worry about 3 people just being like, I don't like him, I like him, I sort of like him. Mm-hmm. It's a whole lot more fun on this tour than it ever was on the show. Not to say that the show wasn't fun, right. But getting to spend every single day with 9 of your best friends pretty much is incredible.
Yeah. What relationships have you built with the people here, the other contestants?
We're a real tight, family. Really, it really is like a family. We lived together for, almost half a year, mm-hmm. almost a year. We've been on tour for almost 3 months. So it's just. Of course, there's going to be bickering every now and then, but it wouldn't be normal if there wasn't, Right. But other than that, it's just like a normal family relationship, brothers and sisters, and we just sort of have fun with it, and we try to go out every show and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. What have you perhaps disliked or liked the least about the tour specifically?
I think the only thing that I've disliked is being away from family and friends for so long. But other than that, I've enjoyed every second of it. I don't enjoy not being able to get enough rest sometimes. But you know what? It's just you wake up every day knowing you get to perform. Some days you want a day off. But most of the time you're ready to get back and do a show. If you have a day off, you're just like, well, what am I going to do the next day? And you're going to have a show, so that's what you prepare yourself for. So when the tour is over, you're just like, well, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do today? So it's really about sort of staying persistent with where your head is in your career and sort of just going after
business, I mean, you kind of have to. If you don't stay on top of it, then you could miss your chance.
Oh yeah.
So what's next? What are your plans?
I've been writing with a couple of the idols. I've been writing with Blake. Have a couple songs that are going to be on his album, and been writing just with some other idols, and hopefully build credibility as a songwriter. In the meantime, make my own album, and hopefully be successful at it.